Hey there, Kevin Greatton. Let's talk for a minute about improving your draw time from concealment. Now, compared to a lot of my peers, I have a very slow draw time. I mean, I'm 1.5 second on a good day. And some of my peers can crank off a sub 1 second draw without even a thought. And quite frankly, that's amazing. I'm sure I can get there if I wanted to, but the question is, do I want to? That's an interesting question. Now, right now, a lot of people are saying, well, why wouldn't you? Well, let's talk about that for a second. In a defensive encounter, we're going to be working from behind the power curve. The bad guy is going to have strategic surprise. We can achieve tactical surprise. But how much time are we going to have to, launch our attack? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Let's assume the bad guy's got to jump on you. He's sitting there, he's pointing a gun at your face. He says, I wonder if I can get away with this. Let me look around, see if anybody notices what's going on. That took about 1.5 seconds to do. That means we have a 1.5 second window of opportunity to do something, to launch our attack. That could be coming up with pepper spray, that could be force on force, or that could be lethal force as well. So we have about a 1.5 second window. Now, sub 1 second draw gives you a 0.5 second extra time there. That's not a bad thing. However, it's really crucial to get it under 2 seconds though. That's where we want to be. Below that, that's icing on the cake, but under 2 seconds is our baseline. And we get there by breaking the draw down into 3 parts and setting up at a 0.6 seconds part time on our shot timer. Now, shot timer apps on the phone have been around for a long time. In fact, I think I'll throw a link in the comments here about an article I did for that for Shooting Illustrated. Oh gosh, like what, 6 years ago, 7, 8, 9 years ago, something like that. So they've been around for a long time. And you can get them now that have dry fire par times. So what I've done is I've set my par time for 0.6 seconds. And I'm going to do 0.6 seconds on each phase of the draw. The first part is going to be getting 0.6 seconds to getting my hand on my gun. The second part is going to be 0.6 seconds from going from getting my hand on my gun to here, position 2. From there, 0.6 seconds, extend, touch, press. That's 1.8 seconds. That's a sub 2 second draw. But you have to break it down into those individual parts because that's going to tell you where you're losing your time. If it's taking you a full second to grasp onto your gun, hey, guess what? That's something you need to work on. And that's something I found that I needed to work on because for the holster I'm using right now is a leather holster made by Falco. And what it allows me to do is get a little bit more of my hand around the gun compared to a typical Kydex holster. That gets me a faster draw time. I've also found that if I inhale my strategic energy reserve here, I can get more of my fingers around my gun, which again gets me to a faster draw time. This part of the draw time, from here to position 2, I'm actually pretty good at. I mean, I've probably done this in about 0.4 seconds right there. Another part where I need to improve on is the press out. I'm not running a dot on this gun, but when I run a dot, I need to improve picking up the dot on the press out. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, then you just go to the L press out. And yes, that works. But you're gaining a couple of extra tenths of a second doing that because it's not as fast as a straight line. Yes, Scott Jedlinski, I stole that from you. So now let's break down our draw into 3 parts, each 0.6 of a second long. The first part is going to be clearing your cover garment and getting a good firing grip on your gun. Let's do that first. Okay, from there, let's go to going from having that firing grip on your gun out to position 2. Now, I have to break this up because I need to manipulate the shot timer there. But typically when I do this in dry fire practice, I don't alter the position of my hand at all. I go with the grip that I've got right out of the gun. That way it's more realistic. Actually gets you to train how you actually, grab your gun out of the holster. So let's do that right now. Now let's talk about going from here, position 2, which is a very viable option if you've got a bad guy within 3 or so yards. Yeah, they're in a world of hurt. Fingers on the trigger, not any tension on the trigger, but you're going to bring it out, pick up your sights, and pick up the slack on the trigger. So you're ready to go. Your safety is off. You notice I'm shooting a Smith & Wesson CSX. This is my current carry gun. Your safety is off. Your sights are on target. You made the decision to shoot. You're ready to go. That click, if you're using an actual gun in dry fire, should happen before you hear the beep of your dry fire, the dry fire timer going off. So you break that down into 0.6 seconds, and now you've got a 1.8 second draw. What do you do next? Well, simple. You take a tenth of a second off each stage, and now all of a sudden you've got a 1.5 second draw. Take another tenth of a second off each stage, you've got a 1.2 second draw. Get it down to 0.3 seconds for each point. Guess what? That's a sub-second draw. Not bad. Hey, thanks for watching. For more great videos like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel because I don't want you to miss all the stuff that I do here.